So the lead story at Smerconish.com today talks about 100 million Americans being under this heat dome. We here in the Mid-Atlantic are catching a break. My forecast says partly sunny. It's fully sunny as I speak. Windy and a high of near 84 degrees. Like, whew, we'll take it. It has been brutal. But just because the heat wave doesn't exist right in these parts doesn't mean you can't seek refuge at Parks Casino. Parks Casino. And by the way, you can take Parks with you wherever you might be this summer, at the beach, on the boat, the boardwalk, the Poconos, your backyard, wherever you are. You can play all your favorite casino games with live dealers. Kind of freaky the first time you do it. You look down, you're like, is that like a meme? No, that's a live dealer that I'm playing with, which is really cool. Baccarat, roulette, you name it, you can play with live dealers. Make your downtime fun time, live bet sports while you're watching the games. That's what makes it fun. All those prop bets that we used to only be able to do for the, I guess I'm supposed to say, big game, you can do for all the games. All the action and excitement from Parks Casino right at your fingertips, your home, wherever you are. Safe and simple and easy to use. BetParks is the only app that I use and recommend. BetParks.com for all the details. You've got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Ohio, or Michigan. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You love to play. You play to win. You bet. So BetParks. Gang, headlines now from the Monday edition of the newsletter. I want to talk about Andrew Cuomo on Marr. But first, I want to say this. You remember Fareed Zakaria? You remember when Fareed Zakaria, both on CNN and then in his Washington Post column, said that if his name weren't Donald Trump, he would not have been prosecuted for the New York case. Quote, let me give the quote the way that Fareed said it on television. The trials against Trump keep him in the spotlight, infuriate his base, who see him as a martyr, and even may serve to make him the object of some sympathy among people in general who believe that his prosecutors are politically motivated. This happens to be true, in my opinion. I doubt the New York indictment would have been brought against a defendant whose name was not Donald Trump. And Fareed, at the time of that broadcast, highlighted a CNN poll which found that 56% of Americans are doubtful that Trump would have a fair trial. I have agreed with that position, and I've expanded it, and I've said something else. If Hunter were not a Biden, if Donald were not Trump, I don't think that Hunter would have been, well, I don't think that he would be facing prison in Delaware. It remains to be seen what the sentence is for the so-called gun charge. And if Trump weren't Trump, I don't think that Alvin Bragg, DA Alvin Bragg, would have jumped through the hoops necessary to extend the statute of limitations, to expand misdemeanors for which the statute had run, and now elevate to felony status so as to get him in that case. He did it only because he was Trump. In both cases, I think they were hampered, singled out, better way to describe it, by their name. And let me also say, before I get to Andrew Cuomo, that Lanny Davis was my CNN guest on Saturday, as he had been here on POTUS last week. Lanny, and you need to keep in mind his credentials, because if he were anybody else, I don't know that it would have been significant. But Lanny Davis went to Yale Law School with Bill and Hillary, a friend of each of theirs. He served in a special White House counsel relationship with Bill Clinton in the 90s. He represented Michael Cohen more recently, not in the criminal trial, but in the events giving rise to the criminal trial of Donald Trump. And Lanny wrote this opinion piece, and he said, you know what? They both ought to be pardoned, and any sentences should be commuted. Hunter Biden and Donald Trump should each be pardoned. Hunter ought to be pardoned by, the president. That would be Joe Biden. Donald Trump ought to be pardoned by Kathy Hochul, and Joe Biden should lean on Kathy Hochul to pardon Donald Trump. That didn't go over so well as a poll question of the day at Smerconish.com. We had 28,171 voting on that last week. Agree or disagree with Lanny Davis, both Hunter Biden and Donald Trump should be pardoned and sentences commuted. 83.8% disagreed. And then TC, Lanny was my guest on CNN on Saturday, and you saw the social media reaction.
I did see the social media reaction. I have to say, there was a good part of it that was very thoughtful and sort of weighing the benefits and the rewards or the propriety of pardoning them both. But there were a lot of people that just felt like that was just completely off base, that they needed to be punished, that both needed to be punished, probably skewed a little bit more to Trump needed to be punished. So it was interesting. It was a really interesting reaction, a smart reaction, I would say, from CNN.
You know, some among us, they hear Trump and pardon, and that's it. They just sort of lose it. You know, in the same
Correct.
way that I was speaking earlier about just Donald Trump and the entire legal picture that surrounds him. Some people just don't even want to delve into any of those issues.
True.
The immunity decision coming from the Supreme Court, we think this week, is another example of where some don't want to get into the legal weeds at all. They like hear Trump and that's it. You know, they want to be judge, jury, and executioner. Well, okay, into that context then comes Andrew Cuomo, former New York Attorney General and Governor Andrew Cuomo goes on Bill Maher Friday, and relative to the hush money case, the Bragg case, he essentially tracks what Fareed Zakaria said, except, you know, Cuomo's got the credentials of having served in that capacity. Let's listen.
This case in New York, frankly, should have never been brought. And if his name was not Donald Trump, and if he wasn't running for president, I'm the former AG in New York, I'm telling you that case would have never been brought. And that's what is offensive to people. And it should be, because if there's anything left, it's belief in the justice system.
Right. I mean, he says, I'm the former Attorney General of New York and the governor. But for Andrew Cuomo, for the Democrat Andrew Cuomo to say that, I thought was very principled. I think that he's absolutely correct. I don't know where that case goes on appeal. I don't know where the sentencing goes. We're going to find out before Republicans get to their convention. But you know, when you have Cuomo saying it and when you have Fareed Zakaria saying it, and am I seeking to wrap myself in their credibility? Yes, I am, because I've been saying it all along. And in similar fashion, some people, you know, haven't wanted to hear that either. More headlines now from the Monday edition of the newsletter. Actually, TC, I'm a little distracted as I'm running through the headlines because I got an alert. It quickly flashed across my computer screen. It is from my friend Zippy. I need to tell you this because I am remote today and you are in studio.
Oh, no.
Be on the lookout for a care package that Zippy has left for me.
Oh, I have it.
Okay?
I have it.
You have it already.
I wasn't going to tell you. I didn't want to distract you. Shall I bring it into camera view?
Well, I don't remember what it is. Okay. All I know is he said that he left something for me in the studio, and I don't know. I have no idea if with Zippy it could. Okay, I'm seeing
sliding this into camera view now.
Go ahead.
All right, so we have this bottle. Which
is wait. I better mention
half
Zippy's
opened.
Okay, there's that.
Done.
Okay, Zippy's a wine merchant. Zippy is a wine merchant.
This is cognac.
He will build your wine cellar if you can afford him.
This is a I would say 2/3 full bottle of cognac.
Okay, would you drink it?
From Zippy?
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Yes.
Like, okay, you trust Zippy.
Yeah, I trust Zippy.
It's not Zippy's private stash, mind you.
Yeah, but I trust his I trust that his collection.
Okay, so the point is, it's partially consumed.
There's another partially consumed one.
Okay,
this is also cognac. Here you go.
Go
I'm holding it.
some Remy XO.
Yeah, well, the other one's Remy too. It's just a different one.
Yeah, I like the XO though.
Oh, okay. Well, good. You have quite a bit left.
How much? Wait, how much is left of that one?
I mean, I would say good 5/8. I'm going with 5/8.
5/8. Pour it in your gas tank. It'll make your car drive.
By the way, there are two of them that are unopened.
How did they get in there?
Sealed even. Go
ahead. What do you got?
Oh, gosh. I don't know what the heck
Hold that
this
up
is.
so I can see that. That looks...
Some kind of something.
Is that an Armagnac? I really can't...
Yes. That's what that is.
Is it?
I think.
Okay. I can't really read
No. You know what this is? Even though it's gin.
Oh.
But it's not the gin color.
Oh, well, you're a gin drinker.
I love gin. I had gin last night.
Okay, you can have the gin.
I
What
can
else?
have the gin.
This is like Christmas.
Hennessy.
Okay, and some Hennessy.
And that's sealed.
Hennessy X. Okay, good.
But they were, Michael, they were left right outside our studio door in the hallway in this cardboard container that you can see on the camera.
They wonder what we're doing in here.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long it was out there before I got it. So, like, were people going to the dentist and saying, like, hold on, what's happening over there? Because this is a rather unusual.
This could be a poll question of the day. Would you drink from a half-consumed bottle of Remy?
You got to try to maybe trust people that.
Well, it's not coming from Zippy's liquor cabinet. What
So
happens,
where did he get it?
I presume, I don't know. I presume that like someone, he was like, there was an estate settlement.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that you had like a fine liquor collection.
Yes.
And, you or somebody in your family,
Right.
somebody in your orbit, they pass. And
Right.
like now you've got all the booze. Who do
Yeah.
you call?
Ooh, smells good. Yeah. Zippy.
Who do you call?
Zippy.
You call Zippy. And who
Alicia-
does Zippy call?
You.
Me.
Alicia.
Right.
Alicia says that the alcohol will kill any germs.
She's probably
She's
right.
probably right.
She's
And
probably right.
The other thing is
That's going to be my rationalization.
This is not the kind of thing that people sip out of the bottle. You know what I mean?
No,
People
no,
are gonna
no,
pour
God,
this.
no.
You know what
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
to
no.
you? I feel pretty good about this.
No, but I like it because it's, for me, it's the perfect way to end the day just with a little thimble
Okay.
of some cognac.
So you do want me to save these for you?
I'm giving you the gin. That's a little
Wow.
something for the effort.
Thanks.
Okay. Read the label again to me.
Absa Roca.
Absa effing Lutely.
Absa effing Lutely. Double cask gin 49.
Wow.
I mean,
It sounds
Jackson
expensive.
Hole. Jackson Hole still works, so I think it's from Jackson Hole.
Okay, a special
The
gin
color
from
is
Jackson.
curious.
Looks
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Looks beautiful.
gorgeous.
Yeah, nobody would believe like a gin and tonic that you would make for them,
Right.
which would be that color.
Yeah, it's delicious. All right, thanks.
Yeah. All right, Zippy, thank you.
Thank you, Zippy.
Yeah, we welcome all alcohol care packages from the audience.
Exactly.
And the host of the program is willing to drink from a half consumed bottle.
And just leave them outside the studio door. You know, that's
Exactly.
fine. That's
Just a little
totally
hat
fine.
tip.
No big deal.
Exactly. I have to say this.
I literally
It's
ran to the ladies' room and I'm
Yeah.
like, what,
You
what-
tripped
what-
over
like,
some Remy?
What's going on here?
It's a lot better than a lot of the stuff people send to us.
No, people send us great things.
I know, but it's a lot better than some of the things that people send to us.
You and I do like booze. That's true.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Zippy, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Zip.
you, sir. Thank you. The heat.
heat.
An expanding heat dome on Sunday had 100 million people across 27 states on alert for extremely high temperatures coast to coast, including America's two largest cities, while Los Angeles is under a heat advisory with temperatures forecast to reach 90 to 100 degrees. An extreme heat risk warning has been issued for New York City, where the daily temperature high record that had stood for 136 years could be broken. I have to say, it's been brutal in the last week. And we're, to be in the mid to upper 80s, it's like, whew, what a relief that we're seeing the 80s
Yeah,
again.
like you would think you would see 85 and think, oh my gosh, it's going to be really hot today. No, we see 85 and we're like, oh, thank goodness. Like, that's crazy. 98 over the weekend and I saw my car went to 100. It was showing 3 digits, legitimate 3 digits.
Meaning
not
exterior, because interior, surely it would exceed 100 on a hot day.
No, my point was this was not my car in the hot sun in a parking lot. This was like driving along, perfectly air conditioned on the inside. The outside temperature was saying 100.
I wonder if I'm the only one, I'm surely not, in our audience who is undertaking measures.
Here we go.
With an
geez.
idea.
I don't even know
No,
what you're about to
listen
say.
to me now.
Okay.
With an idea that this heat it's new and it's here to stay. It's like it's unlike anything we've dealt with okay, I'll just cut to the chase.
Okay.
On my patio, which is full on sun.
Yeah.
Full on sun. It can no longer be used.
Yeah.
I was going to say July and August, but we're still in June. But these last 10 days literally cannot sit, and like no umbrella is giving me what I need. I'm having a trellis, a pergola, small pergola, just to be able to sit outside.
In other words, but wait a minute. I'm curious that the umbrella isn't enough. So you're saying to me that it's not, that even in the shade it's not enough, or you just need more shade?
I need more
You
shade,
need more shade.
and I'm going
Okay.
to put a fan on it.
Yeah, the fan makes a huge difference. I mean,
Just
it's what I talked about in last week's TC After Dark. It's the temperature, the humidity, it's the air movement, and the sun. Those 4 factors, that wet bulb globe temperature is really what we need to look at, not just the actual temperature. Because it is just, you feel like you're in a convection oven. Because you're sort of in this baking situation.
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere. It's unbelievable.
You got to move the air.
But
it's brutal.
we feel lucky too, you and I, because we have air conditioned houses, we have air conditioned cars, we have an air conditioned studio. We work inside. So I have to say, like, I'm driving along looking at these guys working on the side of the road thinking, "Oh my gracious."
But do you not walk around now thinking, this is the way it's going to be for the rest of my life?
I'm thinking that it is cyclical, as you know.
Are you?
I do. Yeah, I think things go up and down. I think the climate change will have an effect. So in other words, climate change that we're dealing with is going to have an effect on temperatures. But I think that the weather patterns are cyclical. Therefore, the highs might be higher and the lows might be lower, but I do think it will be cyclical.
Can we mention a couple of other headlines from the newsletter before we run out of time?
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so the New York Post has had some exclusive reporting.
Yep.
The first headline that I saw was, "Dumbass Justin Timberlake ignored warning minutes before DWI bust from the same cop who ended up arresting him. So says a source. Quote, he's bringing Dopey back. It turns out that pop star Justin Timberlake could have avoided all the Hamptons drama had he only heeded the wise words of the young cop who later placed him in handcuffs." A local law enforcement source told the Post that Timberlake was actually stopped twice on Tuesday morning in Sag Harbor on Long Island. The first time he received a warning not to continue with his trip. Quote, he was stopped and advised not to drive, the source said. The officer didn't recognize him. He's a young guy. He just gave Justin a break because he didn't pose an immediate danger. And then they thought that was the end of it. Several minutes later, he was patrolling a different side of the village, and there was Timberlake observed by the same officer in his 2025 BMW SUV again.
So this didn't make sense to me because I thought, wait a minute, you stop a drunk driver and you let him go? But the detail that first story was missing, that evidently someone from the hotel called the police and said,
the dime.
Justin Timberlake's drinking so much, and if he's about to get into a car, he cannot drive. So I think the implication is that they stopped him as he was getting in his car at the hotel. So he wasn't on the road. Because to me, I was like, wait a minute, you can't just let a drunk driver go. What's he going to do?
Right.
Just, okay, get out of the car now and call Uber. But my thought is, well, he really was that drunk, because only someone who is that drunk wouldn't take the opportunity to be told not to drink and drive. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I think his friends tried to tell him, but to me, that just is an indication, not that he's stupid, dumb, hubris, entitled, all of those things. He was hammered. He was just hammered. Yeah.
And they seemingly tried to cut him a break. I'm surprised that. Well, I'm surprised about a lot. I'll simply say this: there appears to be more to that story than we believed initially.
Yeah.
And also, we've got to get in Taylor and the royal selfie.
Oh,
and
yes.
Travis
What a weekend.
in the top hat.
Yeah.
Explain, TC.
So the Prince William brought his 2 oldest to the concert, and Taylor Swift took a selfie with them, which was just fantastic. They both tweeted it. It was so adorable. Also, there was a lot of jokes about Prince William's dad dancing to Shake It Off, so obviously they had a blast. And then and they also took a selfie with Travis Kelce as well. And then the next night, Travis has been in attendance at each show, but the next night, surprise appearance during one of the songs, Travis Kelce joined the backup dancers and picked Taylor up and put her. I mean, it was like part of a skit, part of the whole skit. He was dressed like the backup dancers, and it's just
we're showing him
so much fun.
Just showed him a moment ago.
Yeah.
I want to see when Jason Kelce.
Oh.
Gets out on that stage.
Hopefully he'll have his belly out, like the whole thing. Like, I just love Jason Kelce so much. Oh, I got to go order their beer. They started like a light beer, or bought into a light beer company, the Kelce brothers.
Just
ask
Zippy.
I'm going to be involved.
Zippy will get you a 6-pack,
That's true.
but 3 of them will be consumed.
Correct. Just yeah, I love it. Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the poll question today at Smerconish.com. Should Congress have invited Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to make an address to a joint session of Congress July 24, meaning 1 month from today, Bibi is coming to town. And a number of Democrats, I'm sorry that it's such a partisan issue because I want our voting to be more reflective, but a number of Democrats are saying they won't be in attendance. Now, that did happen 8 or 9 years ago when he spoke, but there are a whole host of additional reasons why many are boycotting now. Listen to my daily poll podcast. Yes, I release a podcast every day, just like 5 minutes long, about the poll question of the day, and I lay it all out, and then go vote at Smerconish.com. Should Congress have invited Prime Minister Netanyahu to make an address on July 24? One last thing. Remember now, Thursday night is the debate. The debate is at 9, but I will see you at 8 on my YouTube channel if you're a newsletter subscriber for just a little preview of the debate. We'll get together Thursday night at 8 p.m. In that day's newsletter. You will have the link to join. It's free. Just come by. In fact, you can have your own cognac. We'll hang out, talk about the debate before it all happens. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you Thursday night at 8. See ya.